Good morning and Assalamu alaikum, dears. So now you are here for the second session of Pablo Neruda's The Word. In the last class, you had already seen about the major points to note about the poet and author Pablo Neruda. We know that he is a Chilean poet and diplomat. You heard about his autobiographical work, memoirs, in which he has given a life history. At the same time, there is a chapter in his memoirs called The Word, in which he speaks of the importance of using the word or the importance of language as such. So it's a very unique section or a unique chapter in his memoirs. It's one of the few chapters in his memoirs that is written fully in italics like a poem. So in the last class, I gave you an introduction about the poet Pablo Neruda, and we also spoke about the major themes that are dealt with in the word and a few points related to his work, memoirs. So now as I told you in the last class, in this class we'll be dealing with in detail with poem. So many of you might not have the text, but I hope you might have acquired the poem as such from your seniors. If not, it's okay, because I have the poem with me and I will be giving you a detailed study of the poem. So you can write down the important points, and once you receive the text, you can copy it down. So moving on to the poem The Word by Pablo Neruda. It's actually written in the form of a poem, and it speaks of the importance of language as such. So here we have the poem. First I'll be reading that. This is only the first section. It's a bit lengthy poem. You can say anything you want, yes sir, but it's the words that sing. They soar and descend. I bow to them, I love them, I cling to them. I run them down, I bite into them, I melt them down. I love words so much, the unexpected ones. The ones I wait for greedily or stalk until suddenly they drop. Vowels I love. They glitter like colored stones. They leap like silver fish. They are form, thread, metal, dew. I run after certain words. They are so beautiful that I want to fit them all into my poem. So this is the first part of the word. So in these lines, it's very simple. It's written in a very simple language. The lyrics are quite simple. You can understand the meaning. You can say anything you want, sir. So Neruda, in these lines, he's referring to the readers and he's saying, whatever you say, it is the words that is most important. So the words, they sing, they soar and descend. So words, he is speaking of the words that has music. How they soar and descend. Soar meaning how they fly, and how they descend, how they come down. I bow to them. It shows Neruda's undying respect for words. He's saying, I love them, I cling to them, I run them down. So he does all these things with words. He loves them so much. He clings to them. Cling means, what is the meaning of cling? Cling means you are, catching on to something, without letting it go. And I run them down. That is, I use them like I want. I bite into them. I melt them down like a piece of chocolate. You bite it and you melt chocolate for your garnishing or for your cake. So like that, he's using words in whatever ways he desires. I love words so much. The unexpected ones, especially he is referring to some unexpected words. The words I wait for greedily or stalk. Stalk meaning, like, you see stalkers, celebrities stalkers. So someone who follows someone. Okay, so Neruda here, he is stalking, or he is following some certain words, because he likes those unexpected words very much, very greedily. Suddenly they drop. And he is also referring to the vowels, how he loves the vowels, and beautiful similes are given. We have a question in your text, like what are the similes used by Neruda to describe vowels. So vowels are here compared to colored stones. They leap like silver fish. We know how the importance of vowels. You can rarely make meaningful words without vowels. So vowels, they are like colored stones. They leap like silver fish. Like imagine a aquarium or a fish tank, and you have this beautiful silver fish, and how these little silver fish, they are leaping. So it's a special beauty. They are form, thread, metal, dew. So he compares vowels to all these. So vowels are form, the form that are formed at the top of any liquid mixture. They are thread meaning something connecting, see, and metal, dew. I run after certain words. So he has a passion for certain words. They are so beautiful that I want to fit them all into my poem. So Neruda, as a poet, when he's writing a poem, he wants to use these certain words, these unexpected words. They are so beautiful, he wants to use all these words. So when you think about it, we also have a passion for certain words, don't you? Like a word that, if you hear a word somewhere in a movie or someone saying the word, you like the word so much that you want to use it yourself. When you write a poem or when you speak to someone, you are waiting to use that word. Fantabulous. So when you hear that, you feel a kind of fabulous and fantastic a mixture. So it's a very unique word in a sense. When you were children, when you were in the school, you have learned the word fantastic, you have learned the word fabulous. But when you hear someone say fantabulous in a movie or in a especially talk shows, we all follow talk shows. So people have a certain passion for talk shows. So in these talk shows, you hear people speaking certain words and you want to use them so much, right? So Neruda here is also speaking of how he loves to use these words in his poem. Okay, so let's continue with the poem. The next lines are like this. I catch them in mid-flight as they buzz past. I trap them, clean them, peel them. I set myself in front of the dish. They have a crystalline texture to me. Vibrant, ivory, vegetable, oily. Like fruit, like algae, like agates, like olive. And I stir them, I shake them, I drink them. I gulp them down, I mash them, I garnish them, I let them go. I leave them in my poem like stalactites, like slivers of polished wood, like coals, pickings from a shipwreck, gifts from the waves. Everything exists in the word. So again, he's further beautifying the significance of words, how he catches certain. So here he is referring to words like, birds or maybe small flies that are flying. Okay, so you are catching these flies in mid-flight, like you want to use them in your poem as they buzz past. So these words are, imagine in any major where you have these words flying about your head and you see a beautiful word and you are trying to catch it, like you are catching a mosquito or a fly. And as these words buzz past, I trap them. So you try to trap them, you clean them, peel them. So here we have a feeling like he's describing a dish, something like a vegetable or maybe a fish or a bird or a fly, something he's catching it, he's trapping it, he's cleaning it, he's peeling it, and then he's saying, I set myself in front of the dish. So finally, after the final dish, after the final preparation, I sit there to enjoy the dish. They have a crystalline texture to me. So here the poet is saying that these words, they have a crystalline texture, very like crystal, and very vibrant, ivory, vegetable, oily. All these are quite different. Ivory does not go along with vegetable does not go along with vibrant. So he uses so many similes. It's so beautiful, when we imagine these words. these are all words he's speaking about. So words are very vibrant, like ivory, very white and silverish, very vegetable, like oily, like fruit, like algae, like agates. All these are, like olives. All these are beautiful similes that are used by the poet. Agate is a kind of a mineral or a stone, a very glossy stone. It's a kind of a stone that is found on earth, like you have emerald, ruby and all. So agate is also a very beautiful kind of a quartz stone. Olive, you know what olive is. Algae, the aquatic plant you find in water, and all this. So you decorate. So he is comparing words to all these. Okay. Next we have so everything he's saying, the words are compared to all these, and then he's saying, and I stir them, I shake them, I drink them. Here you have a feeling like he's making a juice or something, and how he's making this juice or something, and he's saying that he's stirring it, he's mixing all this, he's making a dish, he's mixing all these different words. Like you make a shake, a mango shake or a Sharjah shake in your home. You put the banana, you put the milk, you put the sugar, you put the boost or Bonvita, whatever it is. You stir them all together, you shake them or you mix it in a grinder, and then I drink them. So he's mixing all these words and then he's drinking it and he's gulping them down. That is, he's swallowing it fully. I mash them. Some words he mashes it and I garnish it. Finally you garnish this shake or this drink you have prepared with nuts or maybe badam or something. So, he mixes it and he makes, first he was referring to it as if it was a dish, and now he's using all these words. He's making a kind of a drink, something, and he's drinking it. And then he's saying, I garnish it and then I let them go. So you mix all these words in a poem, and then finally the poem is written. Finally you have the final product. You have the final poem in which you have used all these beautiful words you want. I leave them in my poem. So he leaves these words in his poem like stalactites. Stalactite is what you find in caves. It's a structure hanging like in the roof of a cave. Basically that is what a stalactite is. You might have studied it in science in your school level. Or just imagine the freezer. You open the freezer, and sometimes in the old freezers, maybe not in your current freezers or in your old home, in your old, when you go to your ancestral home and all, you just check out the freezer. If the freezer is very old or if the fridge is old, you open the freezer and you find ice hanging like this, right, from the roof, from the top of the freezer. So that is what a stalactite is. So these words that he has used in his poem, it's left there like stalactites, like slivers of polished wood. When you polish wood, the small pieces, it flies off. So that is a sliver. It's not silver, it's sliver. Sliver are very nice pieces, thorny pieces of wood that flies off when you polish wood. Like coal, pickings from a shipwreck. When a shipwreck happens, or when a ship sinks, you find people diving into the sea and then collecting things from the ship. Gifts from the waves, or these words are like gifts from the waves. So everything exists in the word. Okay, coming on to the next lines. An idea goes through a complete change because one word shifted its place, or because another settled down like a spoiled little thing inside a phrase that was not expecting her but obeys her. They have shadow, transparency, weight, feathers, hair, and everything they gathered from so much rolling down the river, from so much wandering from one country to another, from being roots so long. They are very ancient and very new. They live in the bayah, hidden away, and in the budding flower. What a great language I have. It is a fine language we inherited from the fierce conquistadors. So in these lines, he's speaking how a word can change a sentence, how a word can change a concept. An idea goes through a complete change when one word shifts its place. We all know all these concepts, because another settled down like a spoiled little thing. Or another word joins that particular sentence, and the meaning completely changes. So it settles down inside a phrase that is not expecting her, that is a very unexpected word, but obeys her. So all these kinds of things, like how an idea goes to a complete change. And they have shadow, transparence, weighty feathers, hair, all these things. So these words, they have shadow, meaning hidden meaning. Transparence, that is, it is some words are very clear, there is no hidden meaning, there is complete transparency. And there is weighty feathers. Weighty feathers means some words are very weighty, like you have what can we say, the idioms have so many inner meanings. Like adjectives, you use adjectives. So all these kinds of things, hair, are all additional things to an element, right? So everything they gathered from so much rolling down the river. This rolling down the river is a concept that refers to how words acquire changes through the ages. So words have many changes. They go through lots of changes when time passes. So from rolling down the river refers to how words acquire changes through the ages. Or when a word like we currently have many words, like you use the new gen students or people, they use the word bro, kidu, poly. So all these things had a different meaning back in the past, but now with so much using, it has gone to many changes. From so much wandering from country to country, like words that travel countries. We know how words have changes when they move from country to country, like colonization, trade, travel, how words change from being roots so long. Some words, they are the root word, we can say, or they are the ancient word, that was the original word. So some words also acquire changes like that. They are very ancient. Some words are very ancient, whereas some words are very new. They live in the baya is the frame, kind of a frame in which the corpse or the person who is dead, the what can we say, the casket, or the person who is dead, he is kept in the box. So that is what a baya is. So they live in the baya, hidden away. So it's very hidden, you don't open it and display it always, so it's hidden. They live in the baya. Some words are not used always, it's hidden. And in the budding flower, some words are very new. So see the concept change. Some words are so old that they have died. That is the reference to the baya, hidden, dead. So those words are hidden away, and some words are like the budding flower, that is very new, very fresh. And here we have Pablo Neruda, who is saying, what a great language I have. It's a fine language we have inherited from the fierce conquistadors. So finally, Pablo Neruda is saying that it's a beautiful language that we have. It's a fine language we inherited from the fierce conquistadors, meaning the people who came to conquer us. So here we can relate it very well to the British, how the British came to India and the language that they have given us, how we inherited it from the fierce conquistadors. So here conquistadors, here Chile. In Chile, Pablo Neruda is referring to the concept of how the Spanish conquerors came and changed and gave them new languages. Okay, girls, so finally we come to the last section. So this is the last slide. So here, these are the final lines of the poem. So in the last slide, we ended with how Neruda was speaking of the conquistadors, or the conquerors who came and conquered them and then left them with a beautiful language. They strode over the giant Cordilleras, over the rugged Americas, hunting for potatoes, sausages, beans, black tobacco, gold, corn, fried eggs, with a voracious appetite not found in the world since then. They swallowed up everything: religion, pyramids, tribes, idolatries, just like the ones they brought along in their huge sacks. Wherever they went, they raised the land, but words fell like pebbles out of the boots of the barbarians, out of their beards, their helmets, their horseshoes. Luminous words that were left glittering here, our language. We came up losers, we came up winners. They carried off the gold and left us the gold. They carried off and left us everything. They left us the words. So here we find how the conquistadors or the Spanish conquerors had come to Chile by marching over the giant Cordillera Sea. Or Cordillera Sea means the mountain area there, the rugged Americas, hunting for potatoes. They were hunting for potatoes, sausage, bean. So colonizers, they come to these colonies searching for something, like potatoes, sausage, beans. Sometimes for the British came to India for its mineral wealth, for its spices. We all know that, we have learned it in our history. So they came here hunting for potatoes, sausages, beans, black tobacco, gold, corn, fried eggs, etc. with a voracious appetite. They came here with a very, heavy appetite, and they came here with an appetite that was not seen in the world since then. So they swallowed up everything. These conquerors who came to this country, Chile, they came and they took everything. The religion, the pyramid, the tribes, everything, just like they left their own. So that is what happened with the Britishers also when they came to India. They gave us so much, they contributed so much to our education system, to our law system, to the political system, etc. At the same time, they took back also so much. Our culture, a part of our culture, this concept of beauty, this religions, everything. Wherever they went, so wherever the conquerors went, they razed the land, they destroyed everything. But words would fall down like pebbles, like something that would fall out, out of the boots of the barbarians. So here the poet is very beautifully describing how they had unknowingly left down, these words fell down from them, from their boots, from their beards, helmets, horseshoes. So all these but were very luminous words, very shining words that were left glittering here, and that is their language. So he is saying how Pablo Neruda is here saying that they owe their beautiful language to the conquerors who came here. And finally, he is ending the poem saying, we came up losers, now we are losers. We have lost everything. Now we are also, at the same time, we are winners. We are losers because the conquerors took away so much. But at the same time, we are also winners because they left us so much gold. So they carried off the gold and left us the gold. So that is a very important sentence in the poem. They carried off the gold and left us the gold. It's a good paragraph question could come from that. So you have to write this full concept about the conquerors coming and taking up everything, at the same time leaving back so much. They carried everything off and left us everything. They left us the words. When you think of the Britishers, they came and took away everything. They looted us, we say. But at the same time, they left back something good. They left us the English language. So similarly, in Chile also, they left them the beautiful language that they have, or some changes that happens to a language. So that is all we have in this session. I know it was a bit lengthy for you, but I hope you will be able to understand, because if I split it up into 2 classes again, you won't be able to relate. You will forget the rest. So in one section, we could deal with the complete poem. It's a very beautiful poem, at the same time very simple. A few concepts you have to remember. That's it. So thank you, girls. Thank you for your time and patience.